So, 3 shifts can change everything in your life, and you're going to find them out in this video. And when I mean shifts, I mean shifts. Shifts in these 3 areas are going to have you with more money, more power, more peace, because you're doing things in a way that's different than what everybody else is doing. People are out here doing a whole lot of things to take action, but then they get to the end of these milestones that they're hitting and they still feel miserable about their life and about their business, but not you, because you're going to take the shifts that actually start with the roots of what you actually need to have an aligned life that gets you not only what you desire, but allows you to feel the way that you desire while you're gaining more money, more power, more peace. And so I'm going to take a look at my notes because that helps me stay focused, because I can talk about this stuff all day long. But if you want to see change in your life, these are the 3 shifts that you need. One is a shift in your identity. If you've been watching my channel, if you've been following my framework, so you already know identity work is one of my cornerstones. I'm an identity first strategist. I believe that you get more out of your life when you work on who you believe you are. And so if you want to shift, major shift things in your life, you get to shift who you say you are, who you believe you are, and start being more like the person that has the life that you envision, instead of trying to have the life without changing. That is the biggest issue that most people have. If you're watching this, if you haven't been seeing results, ask yourself, am I resisting changing? Am I resisting changing habits, behaviors, the way I think about myself? If your answer is yes, that is why you're not getting the results. And you might say, Desiree, well, some people, they still are people that don't have specific habits and they're getting results. Yeah, but I trust me when I say, A, their results are not sustainable. B, there is something in the core of them that is not enjoying their life. And C, your life is not their life. So comparing yourself to someone else is like apples and oranges. You have different values, you have different perspectives. So yeah, that might be working for them, but is that what you want to mimic? Would you want to take their life? And if the answer is yes, then forget about what I'm saying. If the answer is no, then keep listening to what I'm saying, because it might be something that has to do with your identity not shifting that's keeping you from getting the results. And some people might say, well, is it really just identity? That's so woo woo. At the end of the day, identity is what helps you actually take the action that you need to get what you desire. So when people say like, oh, well, what about skills and strategy? Yes, skills and strategy matter. But if I just handed you skills and strategy, you're not going to do it if you don't believe you're the person that is capable of doing it. This is like a no brainer. I don't care what anybody says. You can say whatever you want to say. If I don't believe that I'm a runner, subconsciously I'm saying that, even though I'm saying with my mouth like, oh yeah, I really want to do that, but on the inside, when you're home by yourself looking at the paint peel off the wall, you're actually feeling like, no, I'm not cut out to do that. You can get the best Nike run club app. You can have like a running club next door. You're not going to go do it. You're not going to sustain it. You're not going to feel like you're actually going to achieve whatever running goal you might see in your head, because you don't believe that you're that person. You don't believe you can keep up. You know that your behavior is not going to be disciplined enough. There are so many things you're probably saying in your head about who you are that's keeping you from doing the thing. That's why if you want a major shift in your life, like quantum leap shift, you get to change your behaviors, change who you believe you are. And it doesn't mean you're not being the core of who you are. Sometimes we are not wanting to do things because we don't want to be this person that we think is like going to be the enemy to ourselves. Like, oh, I don't want to be stuffy. I don't want to be that person that doesn't connect with people. But it's like, if you're a person that connects, if you're a person that's real chill and that people love to talk to, like, you're going to be that regardless of having new behaviors and a new life. Now, other people might change how they are, but you got to be okay with that if you really desire this life. And so that's one thing. Number one thing, this cannot be skipped. Second thing is shift your strategy. Now, the reason this is second is because I believe that when you shift your identity, it's going to shift your strategy. If you do it the other way around, you're not going to be the person to execute on the strategy. But if you're working on your identity first, you're going to be the person that executes on that strategy in a way that is aligned to who you desire to be and get the actual results that you want. So this is really about how you are moving through life. How are you taking action? So when you shift your strategy to not just being the do's, like checkbox, 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 and you include like it being a part of how you move, that is a game changer. A lot of the things that I talk to people about around identity and strategy work is, how do you embody the person that moves through this in a way that gets the result. So let me explain. I am a trained dancer, and I talk about this a lot. I have a whole video about dancing full out. And there is something about someone that actually does the movement and they're just checking the box like, oh, I did a bop ba or oh, I did this turn. And you can tell when they're just checking the box. They're not getting the result of the audience feeling the story, the audience being impacted by their movement. They're all in their head. They're thinking about themselves. They're thinking about how they look. They're so internal that they're really not giving anything. And so as a result, you're watching it and you're just like, ah, whatever. But there is a difference when someone's strategy is embedded in really giving their fullest energy to whatever they're doing. And as a result, you feel that. You can feel that they're doing something that really resonates with the audience. And when they feel that, you feel that. And as a result, they're getting a way better optimized result than someone that is just going to do it halfway. And you can see this in any area of life when someone is doing a strategy and they're just kind of checking the box, and somebody is doing a strategy that is full of confidence, full of trust in their ability. This happens because they do the identity work first. They move differently, they act differently, and they get the result in a superior way than somebody else. They might get the result, they check the boxes, they know the routine, but you don't feel anything. It's subpar, even if they did the exact same things. So, shifting how you do strategy is directly aligned to how you shift your identity. You start to move differently. You start to embody the strategy differently. You start to act like the person that already knows it's done when you're doing the actions. Because strategy, in my opinion, is 20%. It doesn't take much to do all of it. But when you come with this identity that you're already that person, it might feel difficult while you're doing the strategy, but you're resisting less. And as you're taking it on, you're allowing yourself to accelerate your results because you have, again, less resistance to the action at hand. All right. So, the last thing, because I'm running out of time, the last thing is I want you to shift your soul. This is really big, especially if you're a believer. When I say shift your soul, when I say shift your soul, I mean like shift how you are rooted. So this is big because I work with a lot of clients that are rooted in negative emotions. And when you are rooted in guilt, if you're rooted in shame, if you're rooted in proving is like a big one. So I'll stay there for a little while. I have a lot of clients when they're looking to excel in their career or excel in their business, they have a lot of proving energy. So their soul is rooted, and I have to prove that I'm amazing. And it's a difference between proving and enoughness. It's that being and isn't. Like, am I being the thing because I am the thing? Or do I think I'm the thing? And so I'm trying to convince everybody else that I'm the thing versus I really believe I'm the thing. It's two different energies. And so I think it's a really big part of like shifting your results when you really shift your soul. You shift how you're rooted. You're not rooted in proving, you're rooted in I am enough. Think about it. When you're rooted in I am enough energy, especially if you're a person of faith, if you're a believer, like I'm rooted in like I have the authority because God has given me the authority to be who I am in this earth. He's given me all the gifts that I've had, so I can be rooted in that. And if I believe it, because the other part about shifting your soul is that you can be rooted in a thing, but if you don't believe it, it's not going to help you. You can say you believe a thing, but the proof is in the pudding, because if you believe a thing, your actions will show, the fruit of your life will show your true belief. And so, what are you rooted in? Do you believe what God has said about your life? Do you believe these principles that you're living by, or are they just nice things to say because it makes you look like an integral person or what have you? So, shift how you're rooted. How are you rooted, and are you allowing how you're rooted to manifest as something that is beneficial to your life, or is it manifesting something that's not beneficial to your life? If you find that you're not getting those results, consider how you're rooted. Are you rooted in scarcity? Are you rooted in disbelief? Are you rooted in shame and guilt and proving? And if you are, then you need to shift how you're rooted. So all of these things connect, but these are the three separate things that I talk about a lot when I'm asking people to consider how they might shift so that they can get the results that they want. If you like what I'm hearing, if you like what I'm saying, then go ahead and click the link below to get my main character energy playbook. In that playbook, you'll get a 21-day challenge to really help you hone in on your main character energy so that you can co-create this life that you desire to live. I can't wait to see you in the next video, and go ahead and click below. Bye.